Have you ever said that I don't know what I want? I can't just speak up. The problem isn't that you can't find your voice. The problem is that it is buried under everyone else's. So we often think that finding our voice means having more confidence. That is true, but I don't think that's where it starts. It starts by recognizing that you've been listening to everyone else's voice except your own voice. Hi, everyone. I'm Meena Puri. I help you resolve emotional patterns and triggers at the root so you can find your voice, speak with clarity, have the inner confidence and ease in living the life that you desire. So here is what I want to remind you. Your voice was never lost. So go back to the time when you were a child. You expressed yourself freely until you learned that it wasn't okay. You were stopped from saying things in front of certain people. You were stopped from speaking loudly. You are you were stopped from if whatever you said, it somebody in the room minded it. So you were always taught, don't talk so much, be quiet, don't say it like this. It's disrespectful. It's it's disrespectful. You should be quiet, you should behave properly, etc., etc., etc. So what happens that really created that inner confusion that, oh, but I feel things, but I'm not allowed to say them. That really distorts what we feel, what we want. So we stop trusting ourselves. So I want you to go back to the time where you were able to express yourself freely. That is your voice that has been lost during adult years, and especially inside the relationships where you're trying to keep the peace. The second point is we think that we are not affected by other people's thoughts or opinions. That is not true. The truth is, so many thoughts in our mind, they're not even yours, right? They don't belong to you. We are energetic beings. We're affected by everyone's energy. Thoughts are energy, so we don't close the door onto where my thoughts end and yours begin. The door is open. Energy, the thoughts just come in and we think that they are our thoughts. So the voices that we actually begin to internalize, we own them as if they are our own voices, the family's voices, their beliefs, the culture, the religion, the society, the patriarchy, and the voices like be nice, don't upset people. You don't have to have everything you want. You have to suck it up and just don't let them know what you truly want. Things like that. Keep the family together. Don't be selfish, right? So what we learned was that fulfilling our needs is selfish. Speaking about what we want is disrupts the peace. So we kind of inherit these other people's voices and conditioning as if they belong to us, and we actually begin to believe them. And believe it or not, many mothers begin to teach that to their daughters and telling them, like wearing a badge of honor, I did it. That's how you keep the marriage together. This is what happens. You just have to be quiet and just put up with it. Everything will work out. And in the meantime, not recognizing that suppressing your voice is suppressing what is it that you truly want, your soul's desire, it actually making you sick. So it is not a coincidence that so many of the relationship problems, people who struggle with relationship problems, they have chronic illness. So that's a separate video, but this is what happens. This is how dangerous and harmful this can be to your health. By the way, I am opening a cohort for 10 women. It's called Find Yourself Again. And It is limited to 10 people. So if you're interested in that program, it's a 12-week program, and we're going to be exactly walking you through step by step on finding your voice, creating boundaries, how to find that inner peace so you show up equally in your marriage. And instead of being a bystander and really become fully alive inside a relationship, so you are not struggling, don't continue to struggle in the relationship. So the point of the program is not to help you save your marriage or not save your marriage. The point is to save yourself. If you're interested in that program, it will be in the description and the comment, first comment. There's a link that you can add your name to the priority list because we're only accepting 10 women. I want to work closely with women in 12 weeks. I want to give them the transformation that they need. Okay, continuing on. So, point three is kind of really building upon the point two. We think that everybody's voice is really our own voice. That's a result of being conditioned. When we are being conditioned, we actually don't question. We are on an autopilot, and we don't realize that we actually have a choice of thinking different, of speaking differently. Um, Many beliefs that we continue to follow, they're no longer even your beliefs. They don't even serve you anymore. They are inherited from your family. The times when there was such a big gap, gender gap, not that there isn't a gender gap, it's talked about more, but the gender gap has always been there, and it's problematic. And so you have assumed a place inside a relationship because you are a woman and taken on responsibilities that are not even yours, taken on voices that are not even yours. So you are not even living for yourself. You're living, but the voices and what you're doing, what you're conditioned to do not belong to you. Because what happens in the middle of the conditioning, we really never stop to ask, what is it that I truly want? That's the hardest question for many women that I work with to answer. It's like, what do you want? I don't know. What brings you joy? I don't know. So the work becomes then connecting them back to the things that brought them joy. That connection is what gives you the permission to add language to what you want, what you truly feel, and own it without any guilt, without thinking that you are disrupting peace. We are allowed to speak up. We are allowed to take up space. We don't have to shrink ourselves. We are allowed to take up space. We are allowed to exist. We matter. So when we take on that identity of someone who matters, then what you truly want also matters. What you think, feel, believe also matters. And then adding a voice to it, language to it, it just becomes the natural next step. So the next point that I want to make, we think that finding our voice means being louder, speaking louder. No, it's rather speaking clearer. When we kind of mumble and we kind of put our hand on, we kind of stand in a very meek posture and we say something, and the moment somebody shuts us down, we just say, "Oh, okay, you're right. I didn't really mean to disturb. I'm so sorry." We apologize. We apologize for no reasons at all. It doesn't mean that you have to shout. It just means there's something inside of you that is not clear, that is feeling guilty, that believes that you're not allowed to speak. You shouldn't be speaking. You shouldn't be taking up space. What you want does not matter. You are here to maintain the peace of everyone else, but not within you. So within you, just put little makeup on and pretend everything is okay when everything isn't. How many women do that? Have you ever done that in your relationship? It's the most detrimental thing you can do, not only to yourself and your health, but to the relationship. Imagine there are children inside the marriage who are watching this, especially if there's a daughter, that, oh, the only way to keep a family together is this, I just put a tape on my mouth. Right. And notice what you're teaching to your sons. They think that he is allowed to speak. He is being served. That is his role. So if we want to end this patriarchy, it starts with our own home. So we can talk about this endlessly, but I want to remind you that speaking does not mean speaking, like finding your voice does not mean speaking louder. It means speaking clearer. Clearer means this is what I think, this is what I feel, this is my belief. No one else has to agree with it, but it's for you to stand in your own voice and be 100% okay with it. Finding safety so your body feels safe in speaking up, in speaking your voice, and connecting with your needs. So it's not that we are not creating our voice, we're uncovering it by kind of peeling away the layers, the kind of the debris of the noise that has been placed upon us. We're just removing that so you can, oh, this is who I truly am. And you just simply add language to it. So this is a process. And I want to encourage you to keep asking that question, what do I want? What do I believe? Do I still believe the same things I believed 20 years ago? How am I showing up in the relationship that the relationship is not working? Am I always experiencing like I'm less than? How can I show up fully myself? These are the kind of questions that are going to go a long way in not only you creating that beautiful relationship with yourself, but in helping you have a better relationship with your spouse. So if you're constantly asking everyone else what you should do, you have probably become disconnected from yourself. So finding your voice is not about becoming someone new. It's about removing the layers of conditioning until you can finally hear yourself again. So this is one of the important journeys we will be taking inside my program. 12-week program is called Find Yourself Again. It's limited to 10 women. I've been doing this work for a long time, but this is a new program and I am basing this on my book. My third book is called The Relationship Illusion: How Smart Women Lose Themselves in Love and How to Stop. It's available on Amazon if you don't have a copy. So the book is the premise of creating that program, but I'm really focusing on the practical, transformative insights, journeys, somatic work, and exercises that I'm hand holding you. So your transformation is guaranteed, because that's why I'm only opening it to 10 women, because I want to really get you on the other side of it. So this is not a bunch of talk or lectures. These are live sessions every week. And in between, you have so much support. And I'm working with you individually at the same time, so you get the transformation that you so desperately need, so you feel yourself, you become yourself. If you are interested, that calls out to you, please click the link so you can join the priority list when the program opens. You will be the first to know, because it's first come, first serve. I'm deliberately keeping it to 10 women. Okay, so I hope that this was useful. If you like this video, please share it with another woman who may just need to hear this message. And I love seeing your comments. I read all of the comments. The more you engage with the video, the further it reaches. And if you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe so you're notified when the next video is up. So it actually does not, I love the YouTube subscription because it doesn't do anything to your email, nothing. It's just that when you open up YouTube, that video will show up because you are like an active participant in it. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the next video. Take care.